Now I'd like to tell you about constructing sequential behaviors. We use seek, which is sort of a meta behavior. It's a behavior that operates on behaviors. And the basic question is, how do we put sounds together in sequence? How do we splice sounds together? And the answer is you write seek, followed by a sound expression, another sound expression, as many as you want. And the result should be these sounds spliced together or combined sequentially in some way. And the interesting thing about this that I have to confess I'm proud of is the semantics behind this that makes this practical and musically interesting. And in particular, in music, if you play some notes, you don't necessarily play those notes, really one note all the way to the end. The next note starts immediately. You can play short notes, bump, 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 and you have a little sound and a little space and another sound and some space. Or you can play sounds that actually overlap, at least if you play on a piano. So you play, and I can't sing this, but you hold one note down, and before you let up, you play the next note in the melody, and then you let this up. So this is called legato playing, and you have a little bit of overlap. So the beautiful thing about Nyquist is you can express these musical concepts. You're not forced into just butting sounds up against one another and calling that a sequence. So how do we do that? We don't do it by hacking in some overlap factor or something. The answer is actually much more, I think, much more beautiful, and that is that we have some very interesting temporal semantics, and actually even the definition of sound is constructed in a way to enable sequences to sort of do the right musical thing. The semantics are that we first evaluate the first expression in the sequence at the default time, whatever the environment says. And by default, that's probably going to be time 0. The sound that results from that, so we evaluate OSC C4 in this example, a sound comes back, and this sound is going to have a logical stop time. In the case of OSC C4, it's 1.0. Then we evaluate the next sound in the sequence with a starting time of 1.0. So in other words, seek tweaks the environment in which the second sound is evaluated so that it's evaluated at the right start time. When it returns, it produces a logical stop time, and then if there was a third argument, seek would modify the environment again to that third time before starting to evaluate the next sound. And then as all of this is happening, seek is constructing, it's not actually splicing these sounds together, it's actually adding those sounds so that if they overlap, you get the sum of the overlap sounds rather than just one or just the other one. And all of this is done in a very efficient way. So even though logically we're forming the sum of these sounds, we're only doing add operations when there's overlap. And if there's no overlap at all and there's a space full of zeros, Nyquist has an efficient way to fill with zeros without actually copying a lot of data. So that's kind of interesting too. Here's sort of a wrong way to use sequence that you definitely want to avoid. So I'm going to write some bad code here. What I'm going to do is make two variables x and y and set those to OSC C4 and OSC D4. And then I write play seek of x, comma, y right here. Now, why is this wrong? This is wrong because if you remember, sounds are immutable. up here, when I compute x, x starts at time 0. When I compute y, y starts at time 0. So when I write the sequence of x, y, what I'm really doing is telling Nyquist to add together two different sounds that start at time 0. Now, if you write this, to be honest, you'll probably get away with it because sequence doesn't expect to find to evaluate y or start looking at y until it gets a stop time back from x, and the stop time for x is 1. So by the time sequence realizes that it should be adding y, it's way too late. But anyway, this is very confusing to Nyquist. You'll probably get an error message out of Nyquist, and sometimes just the wrong thing will happen. So instead, the way you should write this is write x and y as functions. So here we have the function x is osc_c4, the function y is osc_d4, and now we can write the sequence of x as a function call, comma, y as a function call. This is the right way to do it because x and y are not sounds, they are now behaviors, and sequence applies to behaviors.